Hey, you. I hope you're having a beautiful and blessed day today. So, I'm going to go over the exact questions. I'm going to break down each part of discovery, right? So, the intro questions, introduction questions, goal questions, current state, and pain state, right? And maybe even some consequence questions as well. So that way you have a solid foundation as to how to go about your calls, right? Now, I made another video on me, like a framework that I made for you. So if you want to check that out, you can. That'll be somewhere here. And also, I have that document linked down here in the description below, so you can just take that as well. But before I even go over any of this stuff, I just want you to keep in the back of your mind that presence is the foundation for any of this to work, right? So I don't want you like thinking that this is some sort of script that you can use and stuff like that. This is more so of a set of questions to keep in your back of your mind when people tell you stuff, right? So that way you know how to go about the conversation. All right. If you are newer to this. Now, again, presence, like in order for you to ask like the right question to use any of this stuff, you have to listen to what they're saying. It's kind of like a puzzle piece, right? If someone tells you, if you're trying to build a puzzle, right, and you see one missing piece here, and you find another one, you have to find which one plugs that plugs. You have to find the right one that's going to plug into that. If that makes sense. So to start off with introduction questions to open up the call. Question one, I usually ask, so what got you interested in the business model, right? Yeah. So what got you in? So what got you interested in trading, right? What got you interested in YouTube automation? That's a current state oriented question, right? Number two, what are you looking to gain from the free course or the free training or the free ebook, right? This is more so for a goal oriented question. What's going to happen is they're going to tell you, oh yeah, I'm looking to make more money, right? Or I want to see how I can do this, leave my job, or whatever it is, right? That's more towards goals, right? Uh, Pain is more so like, okay, so what's been the biggest challenge with getting started with trading, right? Or getting started with YouTube automation. I would more so ask this for on a sales call, to be honest with you, because how I think about it and what my mentors tell me is that you want to start off your setting calls with goal oriented questions and then start off your sales calls with pain oriented questions. That's why I end off on pain. Now, question four. So, what is your goal to receiving help for X, right? For trading, whatever it is, go into your question as well. Now, goal state questions. So, now, what does success look like specifically, right? So, if someone says, "Yeah, I just want to be successful," okay, what does that look like to you specifically, though, right? We want to figure out what that is. Oh, it means that I'm financially free. I'm able to take my family on vacation, retire my mom, things like that. Okay, and by when are you hoping to achieve that by, right? Like the real goal. Oh, 5 years from now. Okay, right. Just really get a timeline on it. And then another question is outside of this goal, allowing you to be able to make the money you would make, what other goals or projects might have this effect as well, right? What else do you want to do besides making 50K a month? Now, another question is how long have you wanted to you make 50K a month for, right? Again, another timeline. Oh, I've been wanting to make it for 5 years now. Really? 5 years? Why is that? Well, because and they'll go into their past, and then you can get into the current situation and pain from there. Now, current state questions. So, and when did you notice these issues started to occur, right? Or when did you realize that you wanted to leave your job, right? Really made them realize their current situation, and like how they don't want to be there anymore. This will build urgency. And then what have you done so far to overcome that, right? What have you done so far to leave your job? What have you done so far to make more money with trading? What have you done so far to be more consistent with bigger business, right? What prompted you to reach out for help now versus like 3 years ago when you noticed this was an issue, right? Why are you reaching out now versus like 2 years ago when it first started? Oh, well, because, and then they'll usually tell you, well, because I've been busy with work, or to be honest with you, I haven't really had any help. Like I just found you guys on the internet, which, I've tried plenty of other coaches before in the past and it never worked out, right? You can dive deeper into that. Now, what about X influencer made you want to fill out our form? What about, I don't know, Ashton Hall made you want to fill out our form, right? What about Mr. Beast made you want to fill out our form? Really have them sell themselves on why they fill out the form and what they like about Mr. Beast or Ashton Hall, Speed, right? Whatever influencer that you're selling for. So that way they, like they gear more towards them versus a competitor. Now, pain state questions. So what has you open to getting some help and mentorship versus trying to figure it out on your own, right? What this question will do is it's very powerful because it gets them to say that I can't do it by myself and I need help from you, right? That's what that question means. It's saying it's a very, very, very good question. This one, what do you feel has been holding you back from being able to make 50K a month, right? Oh, well, I just feel like it's me, right? I don't have the discipline to get there, or I feel like I don't have the right resources or the correct coaching to get there, right? They're going to sell themselves on why they aren't there yet. Every single question that I'm giving you right now is basically having them sell themselves on why they need us, why they can't do it by themselves, and making them realize that they need our help. That's really it at a high level. Third one is, how long have you been feeling this way for? This is a very powerful question. Instead of saying, how long has this been going on for? How long have you been struggling with this for? Because those are very logical questions. If we say, how long have you been feeling this way for? This is an emotional question, and they're going to feel it even more because you said feeling, right? It's going to tap that part of their brain. I think it's the limbic brain. That's the emotional part. Or I think that's the animal brain. I forgot, but I know the neocortex is logical, but yeah. Now, and so with you dealing with, working 70 hours a week at the job, right? How does that impact you overall? You want to contextualize this. So with you working 70 hours a week at the job, not being able to see your kids, like, how does that impact you overall? Right. And if you want to go a layer deeper, which on a setting call depends, again, you have to figure out with your closers and your offer if you can even go that deep. But if you have the green light to go that deep, you can go a layer deeper and say, okay, I mean, how do your kids like feel about this, right? How do they view the situation? How does it impact them, right? How does it impact your husband, your family, right? Get their point of view. How does it impact your mom? What would your mom say about this? What would your mom think about this, right? And then I promise you, I've gotten someone to cry like that when I was closing, by asking that question. These questions hit so hard. You just have to be careful because you don't want to go too deep, and then like they're pretty much ready to buy in the setting call, and then you set them for another call, and then the closer tries to do the same thing, and then it doesn't stick well. So yeah, that's basically it. This is very simple. Again, these are all questions more so to have them sell themselves on why they need help with you specifically, why they can't do it by themselves. And again, like the core foundation of this is to be very present with your prospects, because again, your best next question will come from their answers. I just gave you a list, so that way when you do hear an answer, you can use one of these questions to like a puzzle, right, to fit that in. So if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. If you like this, subscribe and like the video. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you. Peace.